You are listening to WPHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk radio.
Reaching all the way back to 1948, Fate magazine has brought you reports of the strange and unknown, all of them true. Fate Radio is carrying on that tradition. Here is your host of Fate Radio, Kat Hobson.
Good evening and welcome to Fate Magazine Radio. I am Kat Hobson, your host, and I am so excited for tonight's show. I'm excited for all of them, but this is so cool because I get to welcome two people that I have the utmost respect and love for, and that just is cool. Felix Martin is a paranormal investigator who I first met as he went over the fence at Lost Furnaces here in Birmingham. And he is chuckling now because he knows I thought he was insane at that time. I am excited to be able to call him friend. We've got a lot of years under our belt and a lot of investigations under our belt too. Jamie is someone that I met a couple of years ago. It's really weird how sometimes people are just put into your life because they're supposed to be there. We are very similar. We are also very different. I love both of those features about us. I am excited because they are haunted collectors, which doing this together started fairly recently, and they have already gotten over 50 items in their collections. They have created a page where you can learn and discuss haunted items on Facebook. It's Felix and Jamie's Haunted Mysteries. It is something that I can only imagine how far this is going to go because these two, I said they're a dynamic duo in the advertisements. They really are. And it's my pleasure to welcome both of y'all to Fate Magazine. Hi, Felix. Hi, Jamie.
Hello.
Hello, Kat.
Hello.
I still laugh at how you met me.
How I met you was one of the best stories on the planet because that was actually, you were attending, right? You were not working with Ghost Hunt Weekends.
No, at that time I was just a VIP guest. And I saw the shadow behind the fence and everybody's, ooh, ah. And it's like, oh, hell no. I jumped the fence and I was chasing it. I was curious to see where it went. But I'm still that crazy, so.
You are still that crazy. And it's one of my favorite things about you. Because no matter where we go, I know that somebody is going to be willing to go wherever I want to go.
Oh yeah,
I'm
up for anything.
Yes, you are. And I just think that it's so cool because Jamie, you're in California most of the time right now.
Yep.
And that is so far when I want to hug.
We're trying to get back on the East Coast.
I know. And you've got such a history. You worked in Tombstone at the Birdcage, didn't you?
Yes, I did the ghost stories out there.
And when we first spoke, I really didn't know very much about your history except how much I liked you. And you've got a lot of experience in the field.
Yes.
And it's hard to find that out because you don't discuss it much.
No, not at first I didn't.
No.
I'm slowly coming out of my shell.
Which is fun. I like you out of your shell.
I can say something about Jamie. I met her at one of the ghost hunts that we had with Ghost Hunt Weekends. I actually was working for Ghost Hunt Weekends then, and she was there with her son. But Jamie and I hit it off right off the bat. I like her style. We have similar styles, similar beliefs, and I mean, we've created a bond from that moment
Oh yeah.
that was just incredible, and that bond has just grown to where we have gotten to where we're at right now. And she goes with me every year to Scarefest. And when we're together in the ghost hunts, it's just incredible how much we get by being together. So I can't say enough about Jamie and how close we are.
Yeah, and he actually saw me get scared. One of the few people to ever see me get scared during an investigation.
What scared
She
you?
hurdled me. Okay, I was sitting in a chair. She hurdled over me.
Oh, that's
We were at
funny.
the church at the Thomas house, and I kept feeling like something was charging me from up there where the podium is, but in
Yes.
the corner. And I kept trying to readjust myself because it felt like something was going to attack me. Not like vicious, but you know how you just know something's going to happen.
Yes.
Well,
And that
so I
church is
turned
notorious for
myself.
that.
I turned myself where my back wasn't on the back of the seat, and my hair got pulled to the point where my feet came up, and I jumped over Felix. And Braden, my son, was with us, and his dad. And on the recorder, we got a female saying getcha," right after my hair got pulled.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That is usually it's male spirits there
Yeah,
in
but
my
this
experience.
female,
There is
but
one female in.
Felix, didn't you have a loud banging one night in that same area?
Oh, it was so loud. It got me out of my chair. It really did. And then I had to collect myself and say, no, I'm leading a group. I can't. So I sat back down. But it was so loud, it trembled the whole building.
My
And
word.
I ended up going out. And it was in the room next, the room that's attached that we call the kitchen.
Yes.
It was on that wall. So I went in there looking to see if there was anybody in there because it was so loud that it trembled the whole building. And there was nothing. I went outside. There was nobody outside. So it was interesting, to say the least. But yeah, Jamie, I still laugh about it because I've never seen her jump like she did.
I've never
Because I
seen you
normally,
jump either.
I
But
normally just laugh at it, but no, that one caught me off guard big time.
Well, I could imagine so. I've never had my hair pulled that hard.
no, she
I usually
did.
have them playing with my hair, not
Right.
pulling it.
Right, because it just seems to be it's almost like a comfort thing most of the time.
Yeah.
That's the only time I have had my hair touched. It's just like they're just petting me, is what
Yes.
I feel.
Yes, it's like loving pets. It's not like they're
Yeah.
trying to harm you.
Yeah. Well, you can imagine the touching that went on at the birdcage. So,
I can only imagine. And I'm going to tell you that when I found out that you had done that, I was kind of surprised. Not because of you, but just because that seemed like there could be so many different experiences there.
oh yeah.
Exactly.
I
Good,
mean,
bad, and
both
different.
of them were really good. There is a few scary ones. There is only one instant that I almost ran out of the building. It scared me. I thought it was a real person to the point that I actually almost drew my weapon. And then I was like, wait, I'm the only one here. And so I called my boss, and he laughed and he was like, get the hell, get out of there. Why are you still there? It's like, but my job's not done. I got to do paperwork and
Right,
clean.
finish the
He's like,
layout.
leave. Yeah. I got my hair pulled then too. And then the piano and banging, and it was just a crazy night.
That sounds crazy. So, how long were you there?
Almost 2 years.
Well, how often did you have things of that nature happening to and around you?
Activity every day.
Really?
Yep.
Was
There was only a handful of nights during the tour that nothing happened, but during the day, I mean, it didn't matter if I was opening, closing, something happened in that building.
that is just interesting. That is one area of Arizona I have yet to make it to. And I'm really looking forward to taking that opportunity at my first chance.
Oh yeah, I mean, the whole town is just amazing. The people are wonderful. I mean, the owners of the birdcage, you know, I miss them so much. I miss everybody there. It was, like I said before, that was my favorite job.
Isn't that cool that you were able to have that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I want to go back so bad. I told my husband for Christmas, that's all I want. I want to go back to Tombstone.
You got to take me with you.
Well, if we're going there, then, yeah, we can just ride together. I just can't drive yet. But I do great in the back seat if anybody feels like driving Miss Crazy. So
Because I'm dying to do Tombstone.
I am too.
Yeah. Well, I just had the chance to do the Pioneer Saloon in Nevada, and that was amazing.
Oh, I heard that you went. Did you love it?
Oh, I did.
Did you have experiences?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Rick, he got on the thermal camera of a cold spot on my legs, and it kept, like, I would say where it was, and, you know, he was able to validate it with the thermal camera.
I went there. It was, I think it was 2 years ago for my first time. And when I was just determined I was going to do investigations while we were in Vegas. And Good Springs is not far out of Vegas.
No, it's not.
And I did not realize you lived so close. I thought you were like hours away. So
And I've been here almost 4 years and just realized where the Pioneer Saloon was. So I was kind of upset with myself being that close to it and never been.
But you got there.
Oh, yeah.
So I was really fortunate that I had the chance to go, and it was with a tour, but it was with very few people and the guide, who is still my friend, and we had great experiences. Did you do anything outside the saloon around the little town area?
No. We stayed to the saloon and then the little diner.
Yeah. I just think the history of that area is kind of overwhelming too.
Oh, yeah.
So, and for people who don't know, the mountain behind the Pioneer Saloon is where Carol Lombard's jet crashed. And she just happened to have owned that plane. She wasn't even supposed to be on it. It was a troop transport plane that was going to California. And Clark Gable spent, I believe that was her husband, spent the time of the search.
It was like 3.5 days.
At least. And he sat at that bar smoking and drumming the bar with his fingers for the whole time. And there's actually fingerprints drummed into the bar, into the wood of the bar. And it was just it was a tragic story, but not one that you hear very often ascribed to celebrity marriages and such as that. People just seem to view them as convenience or whatever, but it was devastating. But yeah, did you not know that, Felix? It's really
No, I did not know.
There had been 3 or 4 different planes that she was supposed to be on, not be on, supposed to be on, not be on, and that's the one that she got.
Yeah, because she wanted to get back home.
Wanted to get home. Yep.
And there was several soldiers on that plane as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a transport.
Yeah.
And I think it was a medical transport. I'm not certain of that fact, but I'm fairly sure. But, so you were at the